What if everything you've been taught about life, purpose, and happiness is misleading you? We spend our lives chasing goals, seeking meaning, and hoping that one day, somehow, the universe will hand us fulfillment. We believe that success, love, or achievement will finally make life feel complete. But Albert Camus, the French Algerian philosopher, challenges this entire notion. He noticed a fundamental tension at the heart of human existence: the human need for meaning versus the universe's profound silence. He called this tension the absurd. But here's the revelation: Camus didn't see this absurdity as a reason to despair. Instead, he argued that once we recognize that life has no built-in meaning, we gain the freedom to live fully, without waiting for some distant promise of happiness. By letting go of false hope, and abandoning the illusion that life owes us answers, we can focus on the present, embrace every experience, and find richness in the moments that are actually happening. Camus' philosophy teaches that joy is not in the future, it is in the conscious awareness of the now. His books, like The Stranger, The Myth of Sisyphus, and The Plague, explore these ideas in depth, showing how ordinary actions, resilience, and mindful presence create meaning where none is given. In a world obsessed with chasing tomorrow, Camus invites us to stop, breathe, and finally, live not for the life we hope will come, but for the life that is here, unfolding around us at this very moment. Life does not come with a hidden manual, and yet, we are taught from childhood that there is a secret purpose waiting for us to uncover it. Albert Camus challenges this instinctive belief, explaining that the universe is silent and indifferent to human desires. This tension, the human craving for meaning colliding with the absence of a cosmic answers, what he defines as the absurd. While many people attempt to escape this realization by turning to religion, setting rigid life goals, or obsessively chasing success, Camus argues that these are temporary distractions that only postpone true freedom. Accepting life's lack of ultimate meaning is not resignation, it is liberation. When we stop expecting life to deliver a grand answer or perfect outcome, we can redirect our energy toward living fully in the present moment. This acceptance involves 3 practical steps. First, acknowledge the absurd. Recognize that life inherently lacks a final purpose, and any attempt to extract it will ultimately frustrate us. Second, let go of false hope. Stop believing that happiness is always in the future, or contingent on achieving the next milestone. Third, live fully now. Immerse yourself in the ordinary, the daily, the mundane, because life's richness resides in these very moments. Camus illustrates this with the story of Sisyphus, condemned to eternally roll a boulder up a hill only to watch it fall again. On the surface, this seems tragic, but Camus reveals a profound truth. By embracing the task and finding value in the act itself, Sisyphus achieves a sense of freedom. Likewise, when we accept that life does not owe us meaning, we liberate ourselves from endless disappointment and open the door to genuine engagement with the world. The key is understanding that life is not a puzzle to solve, it is a canvas on which we create significance through awareness, experience, and intentional action. Acceptance is not passive, it is a deliberate, courageous choice to live despite uncertainty, and in that choice, we encounter true freedom. Camus makes it clear that meaning is not a hidden treasure waiting for us to discover, it is something we construct through action. He warns against the trap of hope, the belief that happiness and purpose are always in the future. Hope can keep us imprisoned in anticipation, constantly waiting for circumstances to align perfectly before we allow ourselves to feel joy or significance. Camus' novel The Plague exemplifies this philosophy. Dr. Roux treats the sick with diligence and care, fully aware that he cannot save everyone. The absence of guaranteed success or ultimate meaning does not deter him, it motivates him to act. Through this commitment, he creates value, compassion, and purpose, not by waiting for life to hand him answers, but by taking deliberate action in the present. Similarly, in The Rebel, Camus explores the idea that rebellion is not a denial of life's absurdity, but a proactive assertion of human dignity and values. Small acts, honesty, integrity, creativity, kindness become expressions of meaningful engagement with the world. This philosophy challenges nihilism, which claims that life is meaningless, and therefore nothing matters. Camus asserts the opposite. Life has no inherent meaning, but that emptiness provides the space to create one. By intentionally choosing how we act, even in small ways, we can infuse each moment with significance. Simple examples: taking time to enjoy a sunset, listening to a friend without distraction, or pursuing a passion without expectation of reward illustrate how action produces meaning. The consistent thread is mindfulness and presence. By actively engaging rather than passively waiting, we assert control over our lives. In essence, meaning emerges not from answers or distant dreams, but from the quality of our actions and choices here and now. Life becomes an ongoing creation, a canvas painted not with expectations of the future, but with conscious, deliberate, and heartfelt deeds in the present. Freedom, Camus argues, is not merely the absence of constraints, it's the courage to live authentically in a world that constantly imposes expectations. Society teaches us who to be, what success should look like, and which paths are considered worthy. From childhood, we are subtly conditioned to follow these norms, often at the expense of our true desires. Camus challenges this conditioning, insisting that real liberation comes from living unapologetically according to our own values. Authenticity begins with reflection, questioning why you pursue certain goals, why you follow specific paths, and whether these choices resonate with your inner self or are merely adopted from external pressures. This is not about radical rebellion overnight, but incremental change, small, deliberate actions that align with who you truly are. Perhaps it is taking time each day to write, create art, or explore ideas you are passionate about. Perhaps it is expressing yourself honestly in conversations, or refusing to compromise your integrity for social acceptance. These acts may seem minor, but collectively they constitute profound resistance to a world eager to shape you. Camus puts it succinctly: the only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. By embodying authenticity, you assert ownership over your life. This philosophy transforms everyday choices into a declaration of independence. The clothes you wear, the music you love, the friends you keep, and the boundaries you set all reflect deliberate engagement with your values. In living fully and unapologetically, you are no longer a passive participant in life, but an active creator. This mindset fosters confidence, joy, and resilience, because you no longer measure your existence against external expectations or societal standards. Instead, your worth and meaning are derived from your alignment with your authentic self, which is infinitely more satisfying than any imposed ideal. Albert Camus understood that life is inherently full of challenges, obstacles, and uncertainty, and he refused to sugarcoat this reality. He famously said, "There is scarcely any passion without struggle," highlighting that human growth, resilience, and fulfillment often emerge through hardship. Struggle is not an interruption to life, it is life itself. We live in a culture that glorifies ease, comfort, and predictable success. But Camus argues that avoiding difficulty deprives us of the very experiences that shape character and deepen meaning. Consider nature as an analogy. A tree growing on rocky, windswept soil develops stronger roots and a more resilient structure than a tree nurtured in a sheltered, fertile environment. Likewise, our personal trials, be they professional setbacks, relational conflicts, or internal battles, are opportunities to build inner strength, self-awareness, and emotional depth. Struggle, when embraced consciously, becomes a teacher rather than an adversary. Camus invites us to reconsider how we perceive adversity. Instead of viewing failure as a punishment or misfortune, we can approach it as a necessary element of living fully. Each setback becomes a chance to examine our values, refine our choices, and discover our capabilities. In practical terms, embracing struggle means engaging with life intentionally, even when circumstances are difficult. If a project at work fails, rather than lamenting, analyze what it teaches about your approach, perseverance, and skill. When relationships falter, use the experience to understand your own boundaries, communication, and capacity for empathy. Even seemingly trivial daily challenges, commuting in traffic, waiting in lines, or navigating disagreements are micro-lessons in patience, adaptability, and awareness. Camus emphasizes that happiness does not exist in a struggle-free world. It exists through struggle, by fully participating in life regardless of difficulty. This approach removes dependence on hope for a perfect future, and situates joy in present effort, awareness, and resilience. Ultimately, Camus' philosophy reframes struggle as a core component of human existence, a source of strength, insight, and genuine fulfillment. By embracing challenges rather than avoiding them, we cultivate an inner invincible summer, a sense of vitality and engagement that persists even amidst uncertainty and chaos. Struggle is not the obstacle to happiness, it is the medium through which we discover it. The final lesson from Camus is both deceptively simple and profoundly transformative. To truly live, we must love life as it is, not as we wish it to be. Modern culture constantly encourages us to delay happiness, attaching it to future achievements, possessions, or milestones. Once I graduate, I'll be happy. Once I find the perfect job, I'll be fulfilled. Once I'm in the right relationship, life will begin. Camus challenges this illusion, insisting that joy is not a distant destination, but a practice rooted in presence and awareness. He illustrates this vividly in The Stranger and Nuptials, where protagonists experience the world directly through the senses. The warmth of the sun, the scent of the sea, the feel of grass beneath their feet. Sensory engagement anchors us in the present, allowing life to be fully felt rather than merely anticipated. Loving life as it is requires active participation in the ordinary moments that are often overlooked. Slow down to taste your food, listen deeply to music, notice the subtle details in your surroundings, or fully engage with conversations without distraction. Camus' philosophy teaches that these seemingly small acts accumulate into a profound sense of fulfillment, revealing that the richness of life is not contingent on external achievements or the promise of a better future. This mindset also cultivates gratitude and mindfulness, because each moment is appreciated for its own inherent value rather than judged by a standard of future perfection. Moreover, it fosters resilience. When we anchor happiness in the present, external setbacks, rejection, failure, or uncertainty cannot completely destabilize our sense of well-being. Life becomes a series of experiences to engage with, learn from, and enjoy, rather than a relentless pursuit of outcomes. Camus urges us to recognize that every day is an opportunity to give ourselves fully to the present. By embracing life as it is, with all its imperfections, unpredictability, and simplicity, we cultivate joy, freedom, and authenticity. Happiness is not waiting in some distant future. It exists in the conscious, deliberate, and appreciative engagement with the world that surrounds us. To love life as it is, in essence, is to stop chasing illusions and start living with clarity, courage, and wholehearted presence, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences.